Come on now. It's all right. Working out the kinks. What's up, guys? Coach Bruce, Third Down Thursdays, live tonight at our normal time. Unfortunately, we do not have MJ, the normal person that's always with us. But I would venture to say we have better. We have one of our writers, Jackson, jumping on with us. Jackson, say hello to everybody real quick.
What's good, everybody? Glad to be back on the show.
Appreciate you jumping on. Before you and I get into our playful banter, we have the amazing blessing to have Dylan Mabin. And please, if I'm mispronouncing your name, yell at me. You're more than welcome to jumping on the show with us. Like I said, New Orleans Saints corner. Great person, great guy being able to jump on with us. Sir, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Living the dream every day, Dylan. Living the dream every day, man. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. I'm just wrapping up training for training camp coming up soon next week. So ready to get after it.
Awesome. So usually whenever we have any NFL players on the show or anything like that, we usually go into the breakdown of your training and what it's like leading into training camp or practices for that matter. So right now, since you're jumping right into training camp, like next week, let us know, like, what's your training been like? What's your schedule been like?
It's been pretty intense lately. Working out 5-6 days a week, running, lifting, beach workouts, hill workouts, kind of hitting it pretty hard. Probably got one or two left. Definitely one tomorrow, and then maybe one on Saturday, depending on how I'm feeling. And then that'll wrap it up. And then we got our conditioning test on, I think, Tuesday, and then practice Wednesday. And we're in it.
Ready to go. You're coming in with a new coach and everything too. Crazy expectations as always. And then down there in New Orleans. But I got so to jump off the training that you're currently doing, man. What's more difficult, the hill training or the beach training?
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna definitely say the hill.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fighting gravity at that point. Like, it's just. And my trainer, Mark Harris, out of Raw Talent up here in Cleveland. I mean, he has this special hill, same hill I've been running since I was in, 6th, 7th grade. Still doing.
Dude, that's awesome.
So it's definitely the hill for me.
Jackson, I'm gonna steal real quick. I'm sorry, I apologize, but real quick, Dylan. So there's a hill that my guy Walter Payton used to run.
Yeah, I know that hill.
Up around. Oh, do you?
I mean, I know of it.
Okay, fair. I was gonna say, if there's any time that you're in the Chicagoland area, my friend, you got to jump on that bad boy, because at the very top of it, you got the Walter Payton. There's like a little statue type thing, like that, plaque that's actually dedicated to Walter Payton. So that's a pretty badass thing. So if you get a chance, you gotta run that hill. It's awesome.
Definitely.
So I kind of want to get into it, to letting our audience know more about yourself and kind of who you are as a person. First question I had is, how did you first start, and why did you first start playing football in the first place?
When did I first start playing football? I first started when I was 7 years old in 3rd grade. I had an older brother, Jordan, who at the time was in high school, and he was like the premier guy. He eventually went to Northwestern. He played in the NFL for a little bit, but I just kind of grew up seeing him, and I got an older cousin, Doran, an older cousin, Greg. Like, we're kind of a football family, so I kind of just grew up and just kind of expected to essentially play it. Like, I never even really thought about, like, should I play? Should I not play? Like, it was just kind of, hey, when you're old enough, you just go in there and then take it on from there.
How were those backyard battles with your brother back in the day?
It was definitely harder because, like I said, he's like 10 years older than me. I'm like the youngest athlete, so everybody's older than me. But I guess it made me better, so I appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it at the time, but I appreciate it now.
The worst is getting your ass kicked by like the older siblings, and you try and you get upset and you get mad. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, nothing you can do about it. You just got to take it.
I get it. So real quick. So what other sports were you playing? So I know we're kind of pivoting away from the football aspects. I'm sure you get a bunch of that as it is anyway. But so what other sports were you interested in when you were growing up? I'm sure you guys played everything out there in Ohio.
Yeah, I played, since I was little, I played basketball, I played football, I played baseball, and I ran track.
Mhm.
So I pretty much did all those, and I wanted to do all of them at the high school, but our middle school ended up actually cutting the baseball team. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna play baseball, and then I wasn't, I think I'm pretty good at basketball, but I knew I wasn't gonna go to the NBA. So I was like, you know what, let me just focus on track and football. They both complement each other well, and that's kind of what carried me all the way up until college.
Fair enough. So basketball, you would say basketball is your number two.
Basketball, like I said, I think I can hold my own with some pretty good people. So I would say basketball's on number two, but I'm not gonna go too far with that.
All right, so I'm gonna. So if you answer this question in a way that for me to be that guy, I know we're just now meeting, Dylan, so I apologize
Right,
for
of
this,
course.
man. But if you were to say right now, well, actually, no, I have to ask you the question first. Are you saying right now that you could probably beat all those guys in the cornerback room in the secondary room right now in a game of basketball 1-on-1?
Oh yeah, I'm being.
Oh, let's go! That's my
Yeah.
guy.
It's gonna be competitive for sure, but
That's
I'm
my
I'm, I'm
guy.
coming out with the win.
Oh, we're gonna clip that for sure,
Yeah.
man. We're gonna clip that for sure. Oh, good stuff,
Yeah.
man. Good stuff.
So kind of keep on the basketball part of it. I did some friendly Twitter stalking on your account. So I saw that you retweeted a little meme video about Kyrie potentially like going to the Lakers and all that kind of stuff. So since you're an Ohio guy, I have to ask: are you a Cavaliers guy or are you a LeBron guy?
So
Ooh,
it's a loaded question. Um,
great question.
I'm gonna be completely honest. As at least until he retires, I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay.
Like that's just like I said, I grew up Northeast Ohio, and he was kind of just like that person that we all looked up to, regardless of sport, regardless of any of that. So like when he went to Miami, I was with him. When he came back, I was with him. He went to LA, I was with him, and I don't even like the Lakers, but I was like, LeBron's there. I'm a Lakers fan. Um, that being said, I love the Cavs. They're arguably my favorite team. They
Mhm.
just happen to not have my favorite player on it.
Okay. So this is probably the hardest question I'm going to ask is who's your GOAT? You got Jordan or your Bron?
Oh
Oh, see,
no!
that's easy for me. I might be biased. I'm going with LeBron.
Oh no!
And I said we could have a whole podcast debate on.
I would love to.
on
I would
that.
100% love
Many
to.
people have. Many people have.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
I love it. Hey, no, that's awesome, Dylan. That's good. But so all right, I'm gonna pivot away from basketball because I completely disagree. But that being said, though, man, so you're going into I was it your third year in the NFL?
This will be my fourth.
Fourth,
This will be my
fourth.
fourth year.
So your fourth year in the NFL, you've been on the Raiders, Vikings, and now obviously the Saints roster.
Mhm.
So what's it been like, kind of jumping around? This is your third team in 4 years that you've been on. Like, how's that been for you? And what has that track record and what has that road kind of taught you as a professional and as a person?
It's definitely been, a roller coaster of emotions. You experience the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows. Obviously, when you're a college athlete looking to get drafted or signed, you think you're going to play with that team, for years on
Mhm.
years. And like I said, my first team was at the time the Oakland Raiders, and I got signed by them, and that's all I knew for close to 2 years. So I
Mhm.
was like, I'm gonna retire a Raider. Whenever I'm done playing, hopefully it's with them. And next thing I know, I'm up in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I just gotta adjust. And then next thing you know, I'm in New Orleans. So it's just been really a roller coaster of emotions. Like I said, I'm just thankful for the opportunity I get at the end of the day, regardless of where it comes from, who it comes from, how I got there. I'm just thankful to be here.
That's a great look. That's a great way to look at it. Love it. So being a part of, being freezing your ass off in St. Paul, Minnesota, and then making that transition down to New Orleans, how is that? How was the culture change with regards to the fans? Were there any similarities, and what were the major differences that you noticed making that transition as a player?
Luckily for me, I've been with 3 amazing fan bases.
Great answer.
All no, like seriously though, I've seen, I played in certain places, and the fans are just, they're different. But luckily I've been blessed. Raider Nation, Skull, who dat. Like I've been really blessed to play with all the fans that I've been able to play in front of. Really
Awesome.
Yeah. So in your time with the Raiders and the Vikings, you've been able to play in 4 NFL games. First of all, what was it like playing in that first NFL game and then playing in 3 more after that?
Oh, it was amazing. My first game was against, Tom Brady. So like my first game, I'm getting thrown out there, and it's like, wow, I can't believe it. And up to that point, my first year, I was on practice squad the whole year, and then come in the second year, and I don't make the active 53 initially, and then I'm on the practice squad again. So I'm thinking like, man, maybe I'm not going to get action to prove, what I can do in the league. Maybe I'm not going to get that chance, but ended up luckily having an opportunity. And like I said, against Tom Brady in the Buccaneers, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Was amazing. And then the Vikings signed me to the active roster kind of shortly after that. And I'll never forget my first game Monday night against the Bears. It's just some moments I'll never forget.
I'm sorry, Jackson. I'm interrupting you, but that's what I do, unfortunately. So was that game against the Bears? Was that in Chicago or was it in Minnesota?
It was in Chicago. It was during the COVID year, so it was no fans. There was no fans in there. I don't know if you remember. It was the game Cordero Patterson had a touchdown, a long kick return.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, which was disappointing, but
for you.
Yeah. You're right.
So with being on the practice squad for a while and bouncing around a little bit, how do you keep that mentality of like, at one point I'm going to be a regular starter for an NFL team?
Oh, you just always got to stay ready. Like I said, I've been on the practice squad, so I know how that most people don't know how tough that practice squad grind can get. They think they're, on the team and you have a spot technically, like they think it's all just smooth and you just go out there and practice and that's it. And it's like, no, like the practice squad players have to be able to not only replicate the team they're going against, but you got to know your own team scheme in case somebody goes down during the week. Like I said, we had COVID. So especially on the Saints last year, we had like a COVID outbreak, which I'm sure many teams had, and they're pulling players from everywhere. And you just always got to stay ready. So you got to learn the playbook. You got to be in tune, like you're going to play, even if you might not think you are. You got to be ready.
Essentially, you're learning 2 playbooks. You learn one, and you're learning another one weekly. So it's incredible. It really is. So that being said, being able to see the wide receivers and prepare against some of those guys that you've gone against, who sticks out in your mind right away as a receiver that you're like, damn, that guy is an absolute beast?
I'll always say it. Probably the hardest receiver I had to guard is AB, Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
He was. I was with him in Oakland for the OTAs mostly, but he was out there just doing. And I'm some young rookie from Fordham, small school. Like I've never seen anything like that up close. So having to actually cover him and go against him in practice, like I see why. And I used to be one of those people where I was like, I wonder why AB's so good. Like he's not the tallest, not the fastest. I know he has something, but I just wonder. And then having to go against him, like I know, like he's the real deal.
That's pretty badass. So, my personally last question for you is, who was a guy that even high school all the way up like that you can think of that is someone that for a fact that you should be able to guard athletically? You are more athletic than him, but for whatever reason, they were always able to get something on you, like a touchdown or like have some move that got by you. And you're like, how is this guy the guy that beats me?
Oh man, I'm sure there's a few of those. The first one that comes to mind is was actually one of my really good friends from college. His name's Jalen Ollie. His dad was actually the head basketball coach at Connecticut.
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
He was just one of those because he was on the scout team receiver. He actually played quarterback, and then we had so many injuries that they had to put him at scout team receiver.
Okay.
And I remember he used to just be killing me in practice. I'd be like, I don't know if it was at the line. Like I just for some reason he just had my number. And I remember sometimes I would go like to the offensive coaches like, hey, y'all gotta get him like in the scheme because I know I'm confident myself that I'm a pretty good player, but he's out here just cooking me. He needs a spot, and so Jalen, and like I said, he's one of my good friends from college. Like we're all on group chats. Like we talk when we go up there, we see him. So like that's the first person that probably comes to my mind.
That's awesome.
All right, and then I'll go with my last question. Being obviously that you're a corner, and like everyone always talks about, oh, who's the best corner duo in the league? If there's one guy, anybody in the league now or in the past that you could play alongside of, who would you want to play with?
One player I could probably play with. First person that comes to mind, just because of our history and just like the locality of it, would be Denzel Ward. Because we went to high school together. I mean, I've known him since I was like 8 years old, playing little league together and stuff. And it would just be really cool because we played we graduated together. So our senior year, like we were playing on the same defense, and we were locked down, and it would just be cool to kind of try to replicate that in like the NFL.
That's awesome. So we got Dylan Mabin with us, cornerback from the New Orleans Saints, for just a little bit longer. So Dylan, if it's okay with you, we have a few fans that have questions for you. Is that okay?
Sure.
Awesome. So our first one, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. What's your go-to pregame meal?
Pregame meal, I go pretty hard. Because like I said, I try to eat because a pregame meal starts at like, if the game's at 1, we're eating pregame meal at like 10. So you gotta be full. So I'm eating like steak, I'm eating chicken, I'm eating rice, but I'm also having some breakfast. So I'm throwing in some breakfast potatoes.
Oh, let's go.
I'm throwing in some like some waffles.
Okay.
And I'm doing all that like one meal. Like I'm not breaking it up. Like that's one meal.
All right, so we're gonna follow up that question with the steak. How do you like your steak?
I'm definitely, if I'm feeling safe, I'm gonna go medium. If I'm feeling like risky, I'm gonna go medium rare.
My man, that's what's up.
Depends where I'm at, but if I'm feeling myself, I'm gonna go medium rare.
That's what's up. So again, Chicago cut. If you can, Chicago cut. That's that steakhouse in Chicago cut. Chicago cut. That's what's up.
Write it down.
All right, we got another one for you. All right, go-to pregame song and why?
Go-to pregame song. I don't necessarily have a go-to pregame song, but if I'm trying to, get in my zone, I'm gonna listen to Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Specifically, I'm gonna listen to Lil Wayne, like his old mixtapes from like.
That's what's up.
From like No Ceilings, like 2007, 8, 9, because that's what I used to listen to when I was in middle school getting ready for games. So I don't know if it just became like kind of a routine where I was like, I'm gonna just keep that. I kept it through high school, college, and now even in the NFL, that's listening to the same things pregame.
It's awesome. And finally, it looks like our last question. Favorite moment so far in your career?
Favorite moment so far. My favorite moment probably would be getting to play against the Detroit Lions in 2021, because that was my first time getting like extensive play in an actual NFL game. I essentially played like 3 full quarters at corner, and I'm guarding Marvin Jones Jr., I'm guarding Mohamed Sanu, I'm guarding TJ Hawkinson. Like,
it's awesome.
Just a few years ago, I'm playing with these guys on Madden. I'm football, like.
We got some internet issues.
It's just crazy.
Hey, he's back. No, that's pretty awesome. I love that. I love hearing stuff like that, man. So, all right. So before we end it, and I know we were very sports centric. I said I was going to only ask one more question, but I do have to ask this question because this is a patent for me. What's your go-to? Are you a gamer? And if you are a gamer, what's the go-to game?
I mean, right now I'm kind of in limbo right now.
Okay.
I'm honestly, I switch it up a lot. Right now, I've been playing a lot of 2K. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. I've been playing a lot of FIFA, and I've been playing a lot of UFC.
Okay.
Those
Okay,
are like pretty random, but those are like the ones I'm feeling right now.
You're pretty much a big team guy aside from the UFC one. You know?
Yeah, definitely. And like I
No.
said, all my friends, we play the same game, so we're competing every day. That's why sometimes we just find new games to compete in.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. See, like we're just like Call of Duty, like lame, boring, 2K, and that's it.
No, I'm waiting for the new Call of Duty though. It might change the game.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, Dylan, honestly, it was an absolute pleasure having you on with us. Thank you so much for jumping on. And please, you're always welcome if you want to come on and just say what's up. And please give us an update on what's going on in Saints camp. And best of luck to you this year and for your health and everything.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks.
What a good dude.
Yeah.
What a good dude. Like. Can you imagine, though, being thrown out there to play corner against the Buccaneers against Tom Brady?
Yeah, and you got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin,
right,
Gronk, Cameron Brate,
and that's not even and like you said, he went to Fordham college or university. I don't even know if it's a college or university or anything like that. And man, let me tell you something though. Going from like a smaller college like that and like into the pros, dude, nope.
No, yeah. There's a reason in high school I ran cross country and played baseball. There's a reason I did that. So
that's good. That's good. But yeah, man, no, he's that was awesome. I love the comment that he made about Antonio Brown going up against him and kind of understanding that. He is a guy that, he's Antonio Brown, whatever. Whatever. I'm not going to go into the guy's mental state or anything like that. But from a pure athletic perspective, that guy is an absolute beast. Yeah. And he was at the top of his game. Even when he was with the Raiders, he was at the top of his game. Yeah. When he went to the Patriots, then he went to the Buccaneers. He was still an absolute stud, and you learn their schemes that quickly. Incredible, and the fact that he ended up guarding them.
I can't even imagine his time in Minnesota. He was guarding Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen in practice,
right?
And I'm like, this poor guy.
Hey, but you know what, though? You get thrown right into the fire.
Oh,
and that's how it should be. And I love the fact that right away, as soon as I asked him about basketball, if who would win in the DB group or in the cornerback room, he said me. That's how you got but that's exactly how you have to be in something like that. You have to be cutthroat, not give a shit, and get after it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's it really is badass, and I love it. And I can't wait till he ends up, letting us know. Hopefully, he lets us know what happens in training camp, because we alluded to, that's right around the corner. And man, let me tell you something. I don't know about you, Jackson, but I am weirdly optimistic about what we're going to see from our beloved Chicago Bears.
Before I get into that, we're also at the point in the off season, right before training camp starts, where every team's fan base is loses brain cells.
I'm sorry.
I saw a Twitter thread the other day where this Packers fan was trying to say Devondre Campbell for 1 year is better than Roquan Smith. And then there's one guy that was expecting the Detroit Lions to sweep the Bears this season. And I'm like, we're at that point. And it's are you bored? Do you have nothing better to do than to start Twitter arguments about that are just objectively wrong?
It's just a way to get views, and it's a way to just cause some kind of stir. It's a reason for you to do this right now.
That's true. That's
all that is. That's all that is. And believe me, The Athletic has come out with all these rankings and all these things, and I I listen to them, and to be honest with you, I actually think the Athletic is a far superior product to ESPN. Nothing against ESPN because I do like ESPN still, but I think the Athletic's writing. I don't recall they have some podcasts, but I don't listen to them that much. But like their writing's incredible. And anyway, I digress. But the ranking system that they have had for all of it has been just so like cringy. I think just cringy.
It's like there are like a handful of like people who actually like know what they're doing when it comes to that type of thing, and then there are people who strictly put out articles and things like that strictly for views at that point.
It's
so
you know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Madden ratings.
Oh
yes, I went there.
Don't get me started. Oh my god.
If I don't know. Okay, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but I actually do want to talk about this. Hold on. I gotta remember what the number was. I think Darnell Mooney was ranked
79.
It was a 79?
Yes.
And
Gary McLaurin's a 91.
A 91. And if you looked at their stats, they were basically identical.
You know what the screwy thing is? At the end of Madden 22, Mooney was like an 85.
Oh,
at least I think. I don't know. You have to fact check me on it, but still.
So you know what ends up happening, and then like that. So that goes back to what you were previously saying. Like I think leading into it, like right now, I have to backtrack a little bit. I am rocking my Bears jersey right now, but guess whose jersey this is? Tom Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's calm down before anyone's like, look at this dumbass wearing a Bears jersey. Yes, I'm wearing a Bears jersey. You know what? You know whose Bears jersey? Tom Waddle's Bears jersey. That should tell you something too. It's not Musu Muhammad. It's Tom Waddle. But again, so what's my reason for optimism?
Right.
This is. I was thinking about this today. So I heard on Sports Talk Radio today in the Chicagoland area, they were talking about. It's very negative right now, and I completely get the reason why it's negative. What are the things you're most concerned about in this upcoming season? And usually you associate with something with being concerned as a negative. Like, okay, I'm concerned about this because holy cow, it's gonna be fucking brutal. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking at it from this perspective. Do I think the Bears are going to win a division? No. Do I think the Bears are going to have a better record than the Packers? No. Will the Bears have a better record than the Vikings? No. Can't stand that damn horn either, by the way. Are they going to be... he was muted when he did it, too. Nice. Hey guys, Richie's back right now producing in the background. So he's done an incredible job. Welcome back, Richie. Great job. But will they have a better record than the Vikings? No. Will they be battling with the Lions for the cellar spot? Probably 100% yes. So the reason for my optimism, however, is Justin Fields. But the first thing that came to my mind, not even optimistically, but just optimistically. Make up words.
Yeah, exactly.
But is that offensive line?
Huh.
Right. Okay. Exactly. So after this year, so you have two second round picks that Poles just drafted this year, from what I recall. You have Jenkins and Borum from last year.
Right.
Who were supposed to be the bookends for the prosperity of Matt Nagy.
God, no. Stop saying his name. It's like Beetlejuice.
So, that being said, though, I was thinking to myself about it and thinking about that offensive line. And to be honest, it's a fairly young offensive line. Now it's a fairly young offensive line. They get absolutely zero respect, nor should they. But the growth of this team, I think, will come from what that particular room does.
Yeah.
And so that was my first thought. Like, not necessarily, I guess not really, optimistic. So I digress in that. But I think that this team will only go as far as what this offensive line does this year. And granted, there's no skill position players that are around, that look anything worth like their, weight in gold or weight in absolutely jack shit even.
Right.
But you brought in a guy in Harry. You brought in a guy. You have Mooney. You have Pringle. You have St. Brown. You have guys that are just like cast offs from other teams that are like, no, we don't need this shit. No, get away. We don't need this crap. So it's a younger team now. And these guys are going to have an opportunity at some point to be either sink or swim.
Right.
Sink or swim. That's basically what it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line, interesting. That was your first thought, just because you got 2 second-year players on the tackle spots as of now. You got Cody Whitehair at left guard. You got Lucas Patrick at center, who loved that signing. And then you have something at right guard.
Willie Wright.
Giarte Carter, or however you pronounce his name. It's that. We're at that. So, but yeah, it's pretty... I think the offensive line will be better, even though there was more proven talent last year on that offensive line, just because the scheme. Because we actually have someone who's been a successful scheme and has had an integral part in that successful scheme.
Agree.
So it's plus running the football typically kind of gets off the offensive line into any game. The focus on the run game.
And you have a fullback now.
Yeah, Kyrie Blasingame, who I love. The backfield's essentially the Chicago Titans at this point, but
That was pretty good.
But no, I like the backfield, and they're going to be running the ball a lot, which they should, because they have 2 really good running backs. And they're actually going to have a coach and a system that's like, yes, let's use our good players at what they're good at. So,
well, and that goes back to also like, man, I really like David Montgomery. And again, running backs are in the NFL now are a dime a dozen. Like you can find 1,000-yard rusher
anywhere
off the street. Like Jackson, you can run for 1,000 yards.
Run for 1,000 yards in about 5 years, but
you get there eventually. But that being said, like I really like David Montgomery, though. I really think that in my opinion, I think he's an every down back. I think he has the capabilities of being a third down back. Granted, that's taking absolutely nothing away from Khalil Herbert, because I actually like Khalil Herbert a lot too. But but again, they have, I don't know, man. Like I'm almost like talking. I'm almost like convincing myself to give them more wins in my head right now that I really want to. I don't want to. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, because you get into that stupid like super hopeful mindset, like, oh, this team's gonna win 10 games and make the playoffs, but no, it's not gonna happen.
They're not gonna make the playoffs. They're definitely not gonna make the playoffs. But on the bright side, though, training camp is starting. I can't wait for it to start, because I can't wait for the process to hopefully prove that story in ESPN wrong about the Bears' upcoming 3 years being ranked in the top 30 or at 30. For, I don't even know if you've seen this, but their futures predictions for their rankings, the Bears are ranked in the next 3 years at 30th or something like that. Go fuck yourselves, ESPN. But I digress again, like always. But that being said, Kyler Murray. This is something, Jackson, that you wanted to talk about. By all means, lead off. Get after it.
Man.
Please. He got a big extension today.
He did get a very big extension. I'm trying to pull up the numbers as we speak.
I think it was five for 233. I want to say off the top. Or 255.
5 for 230.5, 160 guaranteed, and he'll be paid on average $46 million a year for one playoff appearance. So, but just to give some perspective, I got to give Kyler Murray credit for securing the bag, because I saw a stat today where the entire he was drafted number 1 overall by the Oakland Athletics in 2018. Their current payroll is $48 million. Kyler Murray by himself is making basically like 98% of that as one player.
Hey, MJ, go Athletics.
So, respect to Kyler Murray for getting his bag. Every person should deserve to get the bag when they can. That being said, holy effing overpay.
You know, you can say the word if you want.
I know. Fine. Holy fucking overpay. Holy fucking overpay on this. Like, you actually have to win playoff games or lose competitively to get an extension like this. Like,
He's only been in the NFL for 3 years, though.
Right, but like Dak Prescott actually, I think he's won at least a few playoff games in his career.
Oh no, we're gonna go into we're gonna go in. Yeah, he has not won any.
He's not won any playoff games. Okay, never mind then. But I don't know. I just
apparently you don't like short people, Jackson.
Well, I'd like a quarterback to actually kind of see over the offensive line and not hit the linemen's heads every pass. But but no, like I just don't like it. How this all came about and all that kind of stuff, and just like, I don't know. I know the Cardinals would be in quarterback hell if they didn't extend them. They had to do what they did. You need more at this point to deserve to be the second highest paid quarterback in football.
You know, I'm not entirely against this signing. Okay. I'm not. I just, from the perspective of show me more, I guess.
Okay.
I get that with regards to winning and whatnot, but I don't necessarily put it all on him. So I'm going to steal the argument that the beloved MJ takes on the conversation of who the GOAT is.
Okay.
And I will venture out to say that Kyler Murray actually is a really good quarterback, but with a supporting cast around him that hasn't been as good as it should, and or coaching hasn't been as good as it should. Okay, come at me. I get it. Hold on. I'm not saying you. You got James Conner. You have DeAndre Hopkins, who actually I think is suspended.
I'll fact check that, but
yes. DeAndre.
Okay.
Thank you. But they have guys around. They have guys around Kyler Murray now that I think could cause him to do fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a 2-time Pro Bowler. I think 1-time All-Pro. I don't know what team. I don't know if I don't even remember.
Second or third team All-Pro.
Right, but I mean, that tells me right there that he's worth it. However, it might be a situation where I would have been like, listen, motherfucker, we're gonna franchise you, because I think he was actually still under contract for one more year, because I think he was having his rookie year.
Because he was a 2018 draft pick for football.
So
I think
this was going into his 4th year.
Yeah,
so I think this was his last year on his rookie contract. If I'm
with the 5th year option that would come.
Correct. So yeah, see, I don't know. If I was Arizona, I would have been like, dude, fuck you. One more year. Let's see what happens. Mm-hmm. And like, if it's I think it's a team option, I believe. So
yeah, the 5th year is always a team option.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Duh. We didn't sign Mitch. Damn it. Oh no. But no, to be honest with you, I would have been totally fine with them doing that. It's not like their division is like anything crazy anymore, like it used to be back in the heyday of, like, I mean, obviously still, don't get me wrong, I don't come at me again, but the Rams, I get it, they're really, really good. The 49ers are supposed to be, competitive. Okay, Seahawks.
No. Rebuild.
Yeah, right,
Send in tanks.
Right, exactly. So so I'm not gonna. Yeah, so it's highly competitive, but I don't know. I just think one more year, see what happens. Show me that you can get to the playoffs, win a wild card game, because I don't think they're gonna I don't think they're going to beat out the.
No.
They're not going to beat out the Rams.
No, especially with how well the Rams offseason has went again.
Right.
So
I don't know.
but-
So that's just my thought. I like I actually do kind of like the signing, the re-signing of him. I don't think it was a terrible thing. I think it gives them an opportunity to. I mean, it gives them some flexibility. I believe. I'd have to look on Spotrac. That's kind of my go-to for it. But I believe it gets them some kind of flexibility. But
and they can always like restructure the deal down the line and make some bullshit space.
Yeah, you saw the Bears do that with multiple players that they signed, just keep pushing the money down the road.
Yeah.
That's what the Rams do. Shit, they built a freaking beast of a team by doing that. What's up,
man.
You good? You good, buddy? Puppy's saying hi.
Hello, puppy.
What's up, handsome? But no, I'm not taking anything away from what your thoughts are on it. I just don't. I don't necessarily think that's such a bad thing when you have a guy that is a 2-time Pro Bowler and 1-time All-Pro.
Yeah, and I was trying to get an idea of like age-wise. Like he's only 24 years old. I mean, Joe Burrow and I think Lamar Jackson are 25 at this point. So age-wise, if this is the year for a breakout for him, it would be this year. So, yeah.
It's gonna. Well, I mean, shit. What do you define as a breakout, though? If he's already been a 2-time Pro Bowler and a 1-time All Pro, like what's a breakout? Is this an MVP year?
When I got a playoff game.
Win a playoff game.
That would be part of it, but at least in season, it would be to be consistent because they were like consensus top 5 team in the NFL. Like in the first half of the season,
5-1 or 6-1, something.
Yeah, they were incredible. So like, if they could be like. What did they finish this year? Like 11-6 or something like that, or 10. I think it was 11-6. But if they could be like 11-6, where they went like, where it was a pretty even split first half and second half of the season.
They started off 7-0. Sorry.
Yeah, they were 7-0 and they finished 11-6.
They lost their first game to, of course, the Green Bay Packers. But
AJ Green's controller disconnecting mid-match. Right. So,
but
yeah.
But yeah, no. So, but you know what though? The one thing I will say about them though is that they lost their playoff game against the eventual Super Bowl champions.
Right, but it wasn't even pretty. Like,
no,
if the Cardinals were supposed to be that good, like the Buccaneers the Niners gave them a better game than the Cardinals did. So
the Niners gave a lot of people like a lot of troubles.
Thank you.
We saw that up in Green Bay.
Yes. Thank you, Robbie Gould and Deebo Samuel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's nice we get to dunk on the Packers uninhibited with MJ not here.
Oh, I know.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah. He's a Packer fan. I forgot about that.
Well, he's the producer, so he doesn't count.
That's good. But all right, so I'm gonna. Dude, you know what though? Okay, so real quick, keeping on the Cardinals train real quick. Uh-huh. They open up with 3 very losable games.
Oh, do they?
Kansas City, Las Vegas, Rams.
Oh,
they could quite possibly start off 0-3.
Yikes! Yeah, that's a gauntlet of a schedule to start the season.
It opens up though. Then they got Carolina, Philly, Seattle, New Orleans, Minnesota. Hate that fucking horn.
And
Seattle, yeah, you're looking at the same thing I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So yeah, it starts off like I said, super super competitive, and then I can't wait for that Christmas Day game. Oh, was it NBC game too?
Yeah. Yeah, that middle portion of the season opens up, but the end of the season is a gauntlet again because they got the Rams, 49ers, Chargers, Patriots, Broncos, Bucks, get a break with the Falcons, and then get the 49ers again.
Yeah. Sorry. I had to put this up because
Yes. Thank you.
That's what I'm
Football
saying.
MVP. So, but yeah.
No, I love it. I think it's good stuff. I think it again, this is the fun stuff. This is the part that, like, dude, I know jack shit about, like, who's like going to what camp and like who's going to be the breakout person of the year and who's going to be like the guy that ends up like rushing for like an astronomical amount of yards that we're like, who the fuck is this guy? But that's what we love about it. That's what we want to see Kyler Murray do. That's what we want to see Justin Fields do. Hopefully, Justin Fields is that guy this year to say, I'm popping off. Luke Getzey's going to be like, listen, we're going to roll you out of the pocket sometimes, and we're going to keep you in the pocket. You're going to make some ridiculous plays, throw down the field, throw like a stupid red zone touchdown pass to freaking Keneal Harry and freaking throw some sick-ass deep ball to Darnell. I am hyped right now. I'm hyped. I'm ready to go.
Me too. I'm like, all I want this year, the Bears could go 3-14. All I want is for Justin Fields to throw for 4,000 yards. That's all I want. That's literally.
I would love to see
and
that.
Obviously rookies and guys to progress, but like the main thing, Justin Fields will be the first 4,000 yard passer in Bears history.
So he should be, because right now our best quarterback was Jay Cutler of all time. I was a big Jay Cutler fan, but whatever. I
was 10 or 11 years old at the time, so I wasn't paying attention to personalities necessarily. So, but
no, it's 700 yards rushing, 1,200. Wait, what? I don't know. Anyway, in any case, I don't know. In any case, though, one thing I do know for sure, though, Jackson.
Yes,
there are going to be more people that watch the Chicago Bears play this year than watched the Major League Baseball All-Star Game.
Oh, what a transition!
Did you like that? That was pretty good, right? But dude, okay, so I'll be honest with you. I was one of those 7.3, 7.5 million, or whatever the number was, that ended up watching the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Granted, it was on one of the other TVs on the side, because the wife and I ended up starting to rewatch Game of Thrones again. But yes, Game of Thrones, we are those people. It's fine. Daenerys Targaryen. Yes, I know you guys know what I'm talking about.
Daenerys.
There.
Hey, I'm a big Star Wars guy, so all this nerd shit I'm happy with.
Hey, so that being said, we started rewatching Game of Thrones. Absolutely love that show.
Mm-hmm.
So that was on the main TV. On the side TV, which I was next to, I was like directly in front of, in a massage chair. Yes, I have a massage chair, but it was kind of like a gift. No, but it was
no. I was just saying, like, that's a good thing.
It was gifted to me for free because he was going to throw it out. It's so comfy. But anyway, so I was just chilling here, watching the game and stuff like that. I'm like, man, you know what? This is awesome. Like, it's fun. Like, I really enjoy. First of all, the main point is I really enjoyed the mics on the players. I thought that was incredible. If there's a way you could put that into a regular season game, do it. By all means, do it.
They actually did.
Oh, they did do it on ESPN. You're right.
No, that's not even that. They did it during. It was 2020. The A's were playing the White Sox in that big like wild card round, and I think they had like the A's like center fielder.
Oh, you're right. Yes, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Ball went to them. So while I like that to an extent, like during during like regular season games, I hated it when it was in the playoffs. That was stupid. Like,
no, I like it. I genuinely like it.
You want to go on the bench, like, to get mic'd up, but like you want those guys focused on like the play and not having to talk to announcers in the middle of a playoff game.
Jackson, you know how easy it is to just, all they got to do is see who's up in the lineup, pull out their card in the back of their back pocket, look at it and say, okay, Jackson's a pull hitter. He's a lefty pull hitter that I have to adjust to. Okay, got it. Put it in my back pocket. Hey, what's going on, Jim? Oh, it's great down here. There's some bitch yelling "fuck you" at me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all they have to do.
Okay, that's fair. But I don't know. It I didn't know that deep into it. So when I saw it, I'm like, I don't like this.
See, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's kind of cool having it being an option, but it can go one of two ways. It can go. You could have somebody that's like, wanting to talk. Like Liam Hendricks was hilarious, and
oh my god,
yeah. Oh man, what was his name? Monra, the pitcher from Toronto that was mic'd up.
Manoah.
But hey, Manoah, thank you, man.
I know my shit, Richie. Come on,
dude. I absolutely loved what he was saying when he got suggested. Was it Smoltz that suggested to throw inside curl or inside slider to I forgot who was hitting, and then he's like, oh, that's sexy. And I love that. I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like he shook off. I forgot who was pitching, catching, but he shook off like whatever it was that he signed. Then he signed the slider next pitch, and he's like, yeah, and he throws it and slams him in the foot. But man, dude, I think that's actually kind of cool. Like if you mic up a pitcher, I think that'd be absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, I mean, during All-Star game, that's the perfect time because baseball has such an issue marketing players' personalities.
100%.
That's the perfect time to actually market players' personalities.
They did a great job of marketing the personality by miking up so many people. However, they didn't do a very good job of promoting the game because you only had 7.5 million people watching it.
Yeah, and just for perspective, there's a lot of political stuff going on, January 6th hearings. More people are watching politics stuff. Vitally, it's important, but more people are watching that.
It's important.
It's not the most entertaining stuff necessarily, but baseball is supposed to be entertainment, and more people are watching that instead of the MLB All-Star game. So.
No, it's true. Yeah, 100%. I think it's absolutely kind of. I think it's kind of sad, and I think it's kind of pathetic that we're losing our. Dude, I love baseball. I think baseball is absolutely fun. I enjoy it. It's not my number one, but I do still enjoy sitting down watching games. I don't watch Cubs games because the fucking marquee network is dog shit. But I do, however. I do, however, watch whatever games on Sunday Night Baseball. I do watch, games on ESPN Plus. I do watch a lot of White Sox baseball too, and I really hope the White Sox end up saying "fuck" Tony La Russa and they sign Ozzie Guillen because I think Ozzie Guillen would be a more entertaining, more badass manager to represent a Chicago team than Tony La Russa sitting there in the fucking corner being like,
"Oh, let's walk Trey Turner on a 1-2
count.
Let's watch Max Muncy hit a 3-run shot."
I don't know.
Or let's walk Jose Ramirez on a 0-1 count.
Can I just derail the show for a second? Can we?
I mean, I do it every day.
Can we stop it?
What?
With the 70-year-old managers wearing baseball jerseys in uniform? I mean, dear God, is that the most disgusting thing to look at? How old is Larissa? 70 something?
77? I think he's
77. Dear God, 77-year-old is wearing a baseball uniform.
Yeah.
Dusty Baker is around that same age, and he's actually done a very good job with the Astros.
Yeah.
Well, look at the team he's got.
Well, look at the team that the White Sox have.
Yeah, that's because the Astros.
On paper, they might be.
Any hoodles. So let's stop with the 80-year-olds wearing the big jerseys. I'll see myself.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
Let's just stop having managers who were born when World War II was still active.
That too.
Okay. Let's how about this? Let's stop with some bullshit owner having a thought process that he owes something to his best friend to have any kind of payback or anything like that. That's a personal thing. You don't bring your personal shit into a business area. That's the problem. That's the issue with that team. And to be honest with you, I feel so sorry and yes, I'm going on a rant, and you see Cubs memorabilia behind me and everything like that. I'm cool with it. But you know what? At the end of the day, I will totally sit and watch. I didn't say cheer. I will sit and watch the White Sox. Why? Because it's a Chicago team, and enjoy my shit and enjoy freaking my buddies texting me being like, dude, we finally did this since 2005. This is awesome. And I'm like, all right, good job. Now go fuck yourselves. Now it's time for the Cubs to win one. So that's kind of how it works with me and my friends.
Exactly.
And I want to see that happen.
So
anyway, but no, it is, again, so to bring it back now towards about the All-Star game. I don't know. It started off great, and then all of a sudden ended 3-2, and the National League only had two they had no hits after they scored those 2 runs.
Yeah. So I think there's a reason why. I think there's a reason why
here we
the
go.
National League has not been doing well. I did some Twitter digging. Shout out to CHGO Sports.
So everything we read on Twitter is true. Thank you.
Exactly. The Brewers joined the National League in 1998.
Yes.
And since then, the National League has gone 3-1-20 in All-Star games.
And you know where that 3-1-20
The tie.
That tie? Oh, actually 3-20-1.
Right, my bad. 3-20-1.
3-20-1. So you know where that one came in?
AmFam Park.
in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Go figure.
I blame the Brewers. And I am more than happy to blame the Brewers for anything.
Oh, fair. I don't disagree with that whatsoever. So that being said, let's lead into this. Let it ride, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever's in the chat, let it ride. What do you guys want to know? What do you want to talk about? Quick responses and all that jazz.
Yes, sir.
What we got? Anyone? Well, anyway, so what did I do today?
What'd you do?
Oh man, dude, work was fine. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling. I'm starting to get the feeling of a little like fever-ish. Not not like sick, but like I feel a little like something coming on. So I'm really hoping that like I'm not like gonna start like, getting like the vid or anything like that. I'm kind of like uh-oh type situation.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be good. That'd be good.
I don't want the vid. But aside from that, so aside from that, I feel okay. Like, there's no complaints. I feel like I'm good to go. I still have the energy. I still feel decent and whatnot. So the vid.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, you brought the energy today. I was impressed. I mean, good day outside today. Got to do some more yard work, build up that character that they're always talking about.
Good old character.
Painted our fence, our fences into our backyard and everything. So actually, they'll actually survive the changing climate thanks to global warming. But
Astros gonna win. They're definitely one of the favorites. Yep. And I think if Wilson Contreras goes there, they will be in the World Series.
I'd literally my room is on the second story of my house. If I see a notification that Wilson Contreras is traded to the Astros, I'd literally jump out of my window right now.
Okay. So
yeah.
So Sai, I absolutely love this shit. I think it's absolutely garbage that the Nationals are being little children about this, and they're not giving them the private jet. Like he had to, fly commercial. Okay, yeah, granted, fly commercial, whatever. You're a grown ass adult. You can do that, whatever you want, and you can say I'm wrong on this, Jackson. You can have your own opinion. Obviously, I don't give a shit. But my biggest thing about this situation is he is 24 years old, pay market value to a guy that is legitimately one of the best in the fucking sport right now. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. There's a reason why Bryce Harper left your asses.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why Strasburg's going to leave too. Granted, like he's not what he was. There's a reason why Max Scherzer left. That organization and that team, I think, is going to be in shambles. I don't think it's going to do a very good. I don't foresee. And that stadium's gorgeous, by the way. I actually think that stadium's beautiful. But I don't see them doing very well in the future. You want to talk about a team that's in the bottom half of the freaking rung in the next 5 to 10 years? I think that team is that team because I don't think he comes back. I think they get rid of him, but I think he signs elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, just age-wise, for some perspective, Juan Soto currently is 23. He's going to be 24 in October. He is currently younger than Adley Rutschman, who just came into the league this year. Just for perspective. And they were going to pay him $440 million for the next 15 years till he was 39 years old. So you got to think, how bad is the Nationals organization where you're not going to take $440 million for the next 15 years of your life?
That's true.
Like obviously, if I'm in that situation and it's on any team, if some team's offering me that big money for that long, I'm not even calling my agent. I'm like, okay, I'm heading down to the facility right now. Where's the fucking pen? I need to sign this right now.
Right. No, that's fair. No, that's fair.
So, and I was just shocked because like that they made him fly commercial to the home run derby. That was the funniest shit.
I thought that was hilarious. They're like, go fuck yourself, dude.
So, and it was like, and for comparison, the A's only all-star, they're bad, so I don't remember his name. I think he was a pitcher. They didn't fly him out on a private jet, so their division rival Houston Astros flew this dude out on their private jet.
Because they played them. They just
right. But still, to even offer that in the first place. So you got to think, the Nationals are essentially on the same level of pettiness and cheapness as the Oakland A's. So
again,
for perspective,
pull your heads out of your asses and see what's going on in the market. And I said it to the Ricketts family too.
I'm still pissed they never signed Bryce Harper.
I hope they sign, dude. I hope they. Honestly, I want them to go after Judge, but that's another conversation for another time. All right, so real quick, I have to give a quick shout out, and this is a complete inaccurate thing, Cy. So back in 2019, he ended up finishing in the top 5 in Cy Young candidates, and in a part of the MVP talk too. And that's in 2019. I get it, but after that was COVID, then he got hurt. So shut up. But one of the things I actually do have to do a quick shout out. Where to go? There it is. All right. So real quick, this is actually huge news for us. So Bear of Texas actually writes with our group and amongst many others. But this is really fucking badass. You guys can read for yourselves. Congratulations, Alex, Bear of Texas. This guy busts his ass. His stuff's amazing. His writing's awesome. Writes with heart, writes with desire, writes with the truth. Busts his ass, read his articles, watch his podcast. Good shit. Obviously, Jackson is the same thing, but this is huge news. I figured I wanted to announce this to make this live, let everyone know what he's doing. Can't wait for more. Can't wait to see where the growth goes. That being said, Jackson, you got anything, my guy?
No, this was an awesome episode, and I can't wait to be on again soon.
Can't tweet to be on again soon. Is that what you just said?
Can't. Oh my god. Making fun of my English.
Hey, Jackson.
Yes.
Good shit, guy.
Good shit.